G'day frothers, it's bolted down under here, coming at you from a disaster zone. No, not that one. So it is currently March 2022, and the year that keeps on giving. So we have today a very special treat for you. Well, what the hell is ferrex? So let's dive in and take a look. So ferrex is a Aldi no-name brand, and if you're not familiar with Aldi, it is a grocery store that's a bit like IKEA. You basically have to do all the packing and everything yourself, and all their stuff is like all their own brand. So it's a bit like IKEA. It does make shopping a bit cheaper, but a bit more of a hassle. And for some reason, they've just got random shit every week. If you want a trombone case, if you want a chainsaw, if you want some garden gnomes, or indeed, if you want a rotary hammer, once or twice a year you will get the chance to pick one up if you are careful. And ferrex is just their no-name brand. They have a couple, I think it's Work Zone is another one. And yeah, basically what we're looking at here is another Bosch ripoff. So pretty much every janky rip-off rotary hammer you'll find is going to be taken out of this classic Bosch shape. So here we have the little 18mm Bosch hammer, and well, pretty obvious inspiration, let's say. It's not a straight rip-off, but you know, a pretty decent reverse engineering. So very similar shape. We've got the same mode selectors. The handle, depth rod, all exactly the same. Same pistol grip up here, which, yeah, I do not like Bosch. How about you just make it a drop motor? Same fake drop motor configuration. That's not a real drop motor, but they just make this shape for, I don't know, whatever reason. And of course, the same handle getting in the way of changing the battery. So, like most rip-off brands of drill, it is basically a rip-off of a Bosch. I don't know why they don't rip off Makita or whatever, but anyway, there you go. Maybe because Bosch invented rotary hammers. So this is claimed, like most janky rip-off rotary hammers, it is claimed to be a 1-inch 26mm drill. And I don't know, it feels pretty small. This one here, this Bosch, is 18mm rotary hammer, and that is pretty much the same. They weigh about the same width, look at that. Very, very similar dimensions. So for some reason, they all just, you know, if you're paying very little money for one of these rip-offy ones, they just go for gold and they go, yeah, mate, we're a 26mm, no worries. So anyway, we will see how that goes later on. But for now, what's she like? As I said, pretty light. Feels not too bad, actually. Like, at first, I kind of felt a bit bad for, you know, supporting the junk power tool industry, but then I used it a bit and I was like, you know what, this is pretty good. As I said, I don't like the handle. I hate the pistol grip. And yeah, your hands get pretty tired with this shape. I guess you get used to it, but I'm used to, you know, D handles. So you want to push straight through where the drill bit is, not that way. But otherwise, it's, I've got to say, I like the color, a bit of black and orange, very nice. It's got rubberized bits here and there, you know, pretty normal. It's pretty well made, I got to say. And check this out. Oh my Lord. Can you see that? The battery tells you the bloody number, the percentage on there. My God. All for, well, she cost $100, and then the battery was another 50, and then the charger and a small battery, I think that was 40. So they basically just throw it all out in the middle of the shop there, and you just have to get lucky, basically. For some reason, the batteries here, they have a bit of a black market for them, because some bastard goes and grabs them all. Whenever they come out, they grab them, you know, straight away. I had to get really lucky. For this battery, I bought it about 6 months after the drill, because the 4 amp-hour batteries sell out quick, and then somebody scalps them on eBay. So go figure. So this is the 2021 model. It has the model number of PT190601, very catchy. And it yeah, like I said, they claim that this is a 1-inch rotary hammer. So let's just take a look at the specs. The impact joules are stated to be 1.8 joules, so that's not really up with any other 1-inch rotary hammer that I can see. Impacts per minute 4,500, and the RPM is stated to be 1,400. So that's something we can check right now. Well, I'll be 1430 or thereabouts. How about that? I've got to say, it does sound pretty nice. It's nice and powerful sounding, I guess. Unlike that other horrid Vivor that I got. It sounds like a proper tool on the inside there. So let's check the weight. And 2 kilos. So that is a fair bit lighter than the other 1-inch hammers. They're usually around 2.4, something like that. And just out of interest, why don't we check the little Bosch 18mm as well. There you go, pretty much the same. So this little supposed 1-inch hammer weighs the same as a 18mm hammer. So interesting. I think that says a lot about its actual capacity. So our first test, as always, is the torque test. Let's see how tightly she can drive a big lag screw into the tree stump out back. Oh boy, and well, I guess it's really expected, isn't it? 9.8 Newton meters on average out of there. So that is the second lowest torque out of any of the hammers we've tested, even lower than the tiny little 12-volt Makita tool. But embarrassingly for Ryobi, still higher than that one. Oh boy, yeah, it's starting to get interesting with this data here. All right, and our next test is 14mm speed drill. So let's see how she does against the concrete blocks. Yeah, all right, okay. So a few runs there averaged out to just over 6 seconds, 6.13 I measured. So that's actually pretty good. Just behind the big Bosch Bulldog, just in front of the Milwaukee, embarrassingly enough. So yeah, interesting. Very interesting. And lastly, we got the big one, the max capacity test. So this is once again a 26, just over 1-inch diameter drill bit, and yeah, let's see if she lives up to the hype. Oh boy, and not surprisingly, that was very slow. The slowest, in fact, out of any drill we've tested so far. But, you know, still got there. I mean, if you're doing occasional drilling this big with a tool this size, like, I'm sure that'd be fine. Plus, perplexingly, she comes with a 5-year warranty. Good luck replacing a tool that's only on sale once a year, though. But yeah, you know what? Not too bad. The maximum capacity, you know, that's always an interesting question. I will address that in a video shortly, but I really just think it's you know, it's not a standard measure. And obviously the cheap knockoff kind of drills, they do tend to just overstate things wildly. Unlike, say, the Metabo, which understated its capacity significantly. So kind of just goes to show, like, the cheap guys will oversell their capacity because they know if it breaks, you're never going to take it back. You bought a piece of crap. That said, this is actually not a bad little tool. Like, it feels all right. Now, let's do a bit of hammering. Like, it sounds pretty good. It feels all right. It's pretty solid. Unlike the Vivor, it's not just appalling to use. You know, it doesn't hurt your ears and make weird noises and stuff. So unfortunately with Aldi stuff, you gotta, you know, basically just get there while you can. But yeah, you know, if you're lucky, if you even have an Aldi where you are, I don't know what country you're watching this from. But yeah, you know, it's all right. I'd go for it. I mean, you know, I wouldn't because I got like a whole bunch of other drills, better ones, but you know what I mean. It's not too bad. It's pretty good actually. For the price especially, works all right. Anyway, thanks for watching again, guys, and hopefully I'll scratch yours later. Who bloody knows the way the world is going at the moment. We have been, you know, physically fine from all the floods happening here in the east coast of Australia, but not everyone's been so lucky. So, you know, as usual, be kind to each other, help each other out if you can. Thanks a lot.